Okay, hello guys. We're going to go today over what we call a 12-minute routine. So again, it's another routine that you can incorporate as part of your De-Stress December challenge. Some of the pieces are very similar to what we did in the 9-minute routine. We're just going to add a few pieces in today. I'm not going to go back over the breath work. That was in our first video, but we're going to start this session with doing some diaphragmatic breathing, at least for 3 breaths. You can go up to 3 minutes or even longer if you like, but just from a time standpoint, if you're limited on time, just to work and try to really work on the breath, breathing in and out through the nose and working your diaphragmatic breath for at least 3 breaths before you begin, okay? And then we'll go into our second exercise, which is going to be the mountain pose. So Chrissy's going to stand in good posture, feet underneath her hips, lining up her ear over her shoulder, which is over her hip, which is over her knee, which is over her ankle. And then she's just going to reach overhead. And she's basically going to contract all the muscles of her body like she's reaching towards the ceiling, like she's being pulled up by the crown of her head, pulling her abs in, and just getting tossed. Literally like she's creating traction on her whole body with using her musculature, okay? So just kind of decompression here. And then do that for 20 seconds. We'll relax, check it out, and then repeat that for 2 sets, okay? So that'll be our mountain pose. That'll be the second exercise. Third exercise is going to be, now we're going to work kind of from that same posture, but we're going to work basically single leg stance. Now we're incorporating a little bit more balance, a little bit more activation for your nervous system. So she's going to stand on one foot. So the same thing, the foot pointed straight ahead. She can have a soft knee, so the knee can be slightly bent, and she's going to place that foot either below her knee or above her knee, not on the knee. So she's got good stabilization, pointing the knee out to the side, looking straight ahead, and getting as tall as possible. That's going to be our single leg tree pose, okay? Again, we're going to hold that for about 20 seconds each leg, and then we'll go to the next exercise, okay? Very good, okay? So the next exercise, we're going to start off in tree pose, so we'll start off the same way, okay? Now we're going to work our hands. So Chrissy's going to take her right leg and extend it back towards the wall, and she's going to hinge from the hip, and she's going to try to extend this knee, squeezing the quad, squeezing the glute, reaching forward with the arms, keeping a neutral spine, okay? And we're holding that for 20 seconds, coming back up, back to tree pose, establishing the base again for about 10 more seconds, okay? So we'll do that on both sides. So the tree pose to start, we'll do a single leg hinge, reaching forward on one side then the other, okay? So that'll be basically our second exercise in the series. And then we're going to go through a series here of similar to what we did in the 9-minute routine. We're going to start in child's pose. And we're just reaching forward, the arms, the knees can be slightly out, and then the top of the foot on the ground. Just trying to create length down the whole spine. So just like we did in the 9-minute routine, we're going to create length down the spine. We're working the whole body, but we don't want to compress the spine, okay? So that's going to be our child's pose. And then from there, we're going to move into up dog. So she's going to pull forward on her hands, pressing down, and then again, try not to compress here. She's lengthening through the front of the body, looking up, packing her shoulders away from the ears. Notice the inside of the elbows are facing forward. So we're holding both of these exercises for about 15 seconds. And then from there, we're going to transition into a push-up. So push-up position. And then we're going to ideally work for about 60 seconds here. So we can do a slow rep where we come down in 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We hold there for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And up in 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And from there, we will move right into down dog. So we'll bend the knees, press back onto the heels as much as we can. Really open up the shoulders. We're going to lift the hips as high as we can, trying to maintain a neutral spine here. And then we're going to try to straighten the legs and press the heels to the floor, again for about 15 seconds. And then we can recover out of that exercise. Okay, you can come back. Okay. So there's a couple other options you can do for the push-up. If you're not able to control your own body weight, coming all the way down, you can hold for the minute in the in the isometric position at the top, okay? You can hold in the isometric position at the bottom, right here. Or you can actually lay on the floor and try to engage pressing up, keeping the core engaged. So even if you can't lift, you can still work isometrically there for 60 seconds, okay? Very good, thank you. All right, and then if you have access to some type of rings or even bands, we can kind of demonstrate with the band here. Just leave that for a second. You can tie off your bands to anything that it won't come loose from, okay? So don't tie it to something that can pull off and smack you in the face. But you basically can hold the band here. You're going to just a slight squat position. So the arms extended, and you're basically doing a row. So you're going to pull elbows back, okay, and then release back. So just a minute there, okay. If you have access to, like a set of rings at home, you could do that, or even pull-ups. If you're able to do pull-ups, you could do a minute of that. So just basically a minute of continuous tension exercise and a pulling action. Okay, thank you very much. And then our next exercise was in the first routine as well. We're going to refer it to windmills with a lumbar tap. So again, Christy's going to stand with her feet parallel, okay? And then she's going to start just rotating her shoulders, okay? So she's moving side to side. She's going to let her arms loose. And she starts to build momentum, okay? And then she's going to basically do like a tap. You know, can you turn that way, Christy? So she's hitting her right at her lumbar area with the back of her hand, just back and forth, like that, massaging that area with her hand, her fist. And we'll do that for 1 minute. All right, thank you very much. And then our next exercise is going to be a squat, which was also in our first video of the 9-minute routine. Okay. So for this one, she's just going to demonstrate. You can start off going nice and slow, making sure you're setting up your technique, just up and down. If you have that capacity and you're good with that, you can start to speed up a little bit. Just trying to find a nice flow, maintaining technique. And then we can actually even add in a little bit of a jump. Just make sure you're landing soft, okay? So basically you're doing that for 30 seconds, all right? So that's the same as it was in the first routine. That's good, thank you. All right, the next one is going to be a variation of that, which is a wood chop, okay? So Chrissy's going to hold a med ball. It can even be done without weight, but she's going to go into the squat the same way, but she's going to reach down across her body with the med ball, like so. Notice how she keeps her knees straight, her hips are square, and as she comes up, she's going to reach the diagonal. And then back down, like that, okay? Very good. So 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other, okay? For that exercise. And if she's doing it, you can go a little bit, just kind of get a little bit of, okay? 30 seconds each side. And then we would finish up with this routine. We would finish up basically with, in the 9-minute routine, we did basically around 3 minutes with an all-out burst. So it could be an elliptical, it could be, we've been doing it here some with a sled. If you're not used to sprinting, I don't recommend sprinting, but if you've got an exercise bike or something at home, warm up for a minute or so, and then you're going to give it all you got, like a sprint for like 15 seconds, and then do a minute or two recovery. The same thing with this one, except you're going to do 2 all-out bursts. So you warm up a little bit, 15-second burst, recover for about a minute, another 15-second burst, and then recover for another minute. So it's very similar if you do the carol bike on a regular basis, very similar to the protocol, the rehab protocol that we utilize for the carol bike. And the idea of this is just to stimulate, you are stimulating the sympathetic nervous system, but not to a point of depletion, just enough to set in motion or get the parasympathetic nervous system to kick in to help basically help reduce stress. So we're not trying to add stress with this routine, we're trying to help you calm down and release stress. So hopefully you find this helpful, and if you have any questions, just reach out to your coach. We're also going to be doing, in our mobility class on Mondays, we're actually incorporating a lot of this for practice, so you're welcome to come join us for that as well. Thank you.